For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Guess who's talking about standards and professionalism? Also, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia would like to thank you for accepting the 2.5% health and security levy. And we have a whole lot more between now and 2 o'clock this afternoon right here on Power 97.9 FM. We're also on YouTube and the NewsSpin Facebook page. Welcome to the most monitored talk show in the world. It is called NewsSpin, and my name is Timothy Poleon. In a moment, Kimani will be going through some of your comments in the chat room, and I'll be engaging you via your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. We hope that you're having yourself a fantastic and enjoyable day. So, the island's police commissioner knows a thing or two about standards and professionalism. And if, for whatever reason, you decide not to be professional and not to adhere to certain standards, the implications, loss of lives, and also you can bring a lot of people into disrepute, put their lives at risk, you name it. So she knows that. But listen to how the police commissioner reacted to a question that was posed to her on Monday of this week. That's during the sword-turning ceremony for the construction of a Northern Divisional Police headquarters, when she was asked the question, "What say you, ma'am?" Amidst a revelation that police officers are supplying information to a government minister, information about members of the public, the citizenry. This is how she reacted.
As it relates to the matter of the files being handed to the police, I will not speak to that at this moment. At a later date, I'll give you some information in that regard.
Okay, finally
For the moment, all I know, I cannot recall any files or anybody making requests to me for files for investigation. But as I said, at a later date, we'll deal with this matter.
Okay, so she dodged the question, she gobbled it, etc. But let's fast forward now. And I think on the same day she would have asked a particular question. And she was reacting to that indiscretion, lack of professionalism, lack of standards, you name it. When this television station was carrying live coverage of an interview conducted with somebody who had either heard or witnessed a heinous crime. And let's not go into the details. We spoke about it on NewsSpin. We condemned it. So, on one hand, the police commissioner, when asked about the level of professionalism being exhibited by some of her police officers, she put the media on pause. At some point in time, later, I will address this issue. And we know what happens. Very often, we hear nothing. I mean, you know, the 7-day wonder, the 9-day wonder in St. Lucia, we know what happens. People forget about things, people ignore it, and the authorities will tell you they are still investigating. But with regard to the lack of professionalism exhibited by this television network, the police commissioner was flowing, voluble, at ease to criticize that section of the media and to point out the implications of the lack of media standards and professionalism. Let's listen.
We are very concerned about the level of professionalism exhibited by media houses. We work in partnership with the public. We depend on the information from the members of the public to assist us in the execution of our duties, to assist us in fighting crime, to assist us in making St. Lucia a better place, to assist us with the security and the safety of our citizens. We implore the media houses to be careful when you are conducting your interviews. So in your areas of responsibility, you have to be very careful and see the ways you can assist us in making our job better. We are grateful for the support of the public. We are grateful for the contribution that they make. And we are also concerned about their safety and their protection. So once again, I implore you, members of the media, to be careful as you execute your duties on a daily basis. I thank you.
Although the post was quickly taken down, the damage was allegedly already done with the video going viral.
So we do have unprofessional media workers, reporters, you name it. They don't adhere to standards. But equally, we do have unprofessional police officers within the ranks of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. And for me, this is a greater threat to the nation's national security, Madam Police Commissioner. And before this revelation, people were not trusting of our police officers. And dare I say to you that the problem has become even more acute. And I'm hoping that you're aware of this and you will address it privately to your police officers, but also you need to give the nation an assurance that things of that nature going forward will not happen again. We are tolerant people. We can be very patient. So we are waiting for an equally forceful response from you, Madam Police Commissioner. Still on police matters. It was a few days ago, a foreign national was leaving the country, exiting the country to his homeland, was found with about 25 rounds of ammunition among his belongings, resulting or leading to his arrest and subsequent charges for illegal possession of ammunition and an attempt to smuggle it out of St. Lucia. Later, taken before a magistrate, was fined $20,000 for possession of ammunition and additional $10,000 for attempting to export the ammunition. He was given 1 month to pay the fines or face 6 months in prison. So a foreign national. How should you have dealt with this as a magistrate? Fine him. Having paid a fine immediately, or he would be serving some time at our hotel, the Body Lake Correctional Facility. But instead you give him 1 month to pay the fine or face 6 months in prison. So in the end, he ended up paying. But more than that, we have some additional information where a retired police officer is taking issue with something. And the piece extracted from Loop St. Lucia says, "It is disheartening to note that this individual is given the courtesy of being housed at a police station for 3 weeks by a magistrate, rather than being held in the island prison, as is typically the case for serious criminal offenders. Today, the same individual is fined with the option to pay the fine and then allowed to leave the country. This outcome is particularly concerning because the individual in question is not a citizen of St. Lucia, which means he can evade the fine altogether and escape any real consequences for his actions," the disgruntled former officer said. The retired police officer stressed the need for a thorough investigation or examination of these issues within the judiciary system and called for more proactive and responsive handling of cases related to gun violence. He also raised concerns about the perception of bias within the legal system, suggesting that certain outcomes in the courts appear to favor lawyers over police and prosecution. He further underscored the importance of transparency and equity in the judicial process, asserting that justice should not only be done but also seen to be done. The retired cop implored the media to investigate and shed light on these pressing issues, emphasizing that the people of St. Lucia deserve a judiciary system that prioritizes their safety and well-being. And the story continues, extracted from Loop St. Lucia. Let me hear from you right now at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Good afternoon to you, Kibani.
Good afternoon, Timothy.
What's happening in the chat room?
Someone is asking, who can you trust? Tim, who can you trust? Can we trust you?
Don't even trust me. You don't know. And people have a saying that you don't even trust yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another comment, and they need to be careful when executing a search warrant because as far as I know, it says search and not beat up, SMH. Someone says, there is some truth in what she said. Another comment, there are unprofessional police, media, doctors, teachers, etc. We are dealing with humans. There are those who will always support the police, never support the police, or support the police depending on the circumstance. Another comment, Heater said, talk about Richard Frederick, madam. We as a citizenry is very concerned with his actions. Another comment, it's so sad in our country the way we behave and spread lies. Another comment, good afternoon to all NewsSpinners across the color divide, now joined together via this amazing forum despite the differences in political choice and joy. Let's see what else we have in the chat room. Double standards. Lose all trust in the police who kept him at the station and the magistrate. Someone says the police are really getting blows these days. To those who prefer exactitude, try walking a mile in the police suit. That's it, Tim.
Thank you so much. A WhatsApp message? Okay, but we have a call. Let's go to that call first. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. Go ahead with your contribution, caller.
Yes, sir, Tim. Good afternoon. How are you doing, Tim?
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Tim, I want to ask you a question, Tim. I was watching the turning of the soil by the Prime Minister, but it was Richard Frederick that was videoing it. And I heard Richard Frederick said that the NIC would be the one financing the the project for the police station, and the NIC has a company. So I don't know if you can maybe get that clip or
it's okay. It's an
find
arm.
out for me.
It's an arm of the NIC which is called NIPRO.
Okay, yes, Tim, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Now, Tim, I want to ask you, Tim, but to me, the police station is not an investment, Tim. What's the returns that the NIC will be getting on it? Because in the last couple of years, Tim, when the NIC invested in the point surfing port to expand it for mega ships, Tim, the opposition had a problem at the time, which is the SLP. The Shabot situation, Tim, when the NIC invested the money, they had a problem, Tim. Now I'm seeing that the NIC is investing in a government institution, a police station. What is they're going to get off the police
Well,
station?
okay, the government will be leasing the building from the NIPRO, and as soon as that loan has been repaid to the NIC, then ownership will go to the government. You understand?
Okay, so Tim, so what? Yes, I understand.
So the project.
Now. So what was the big fuss in the past about? Yeah.
The project is worth close to what? $35 million. So you pay the NIC
That's
the money.
EC or US?
EC. So you pay the NIC after you have paid the NIC because it's a lease agreement. Then you get to own the building as a government. And this is not. This is not. I don't know about the interest.
There's no interest.
I don't know about the interest, but this is not the first time this has happened. It's not the first time that NIPRO has been involved in such an arrangement.
Well, I understand that it's not the first time, but Tim, that when SLP was in opposition, it looking like it's the first time the NIC has invested their money in projects around the island. For example, point surfing. When we said we're going to when the government back in the day said they're going to expand point surfing, they took a loan from NIC. SLP had a problem. The Shabot project, NIC invested their money. They had a problem.
So should we have a problem with this on this occasion as well? Should we also
we shouldn't have a problem with it. That's just
okay.
No, we shouldn't have a problem. That just goes to show the level of hypocrisy with the SLP. That's why I say vote UWP. Let us move those guys out of power. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says there, Tim, this is so true. The police commissioner is not dealing with the issues which face the public at large. Too much double standards and bias within her department. She needs to wake up and address solutions because we are not safe in this country. And, you know, NewsSpin, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on Power 97.9. But when NewsSpin is off the air, we also have our little discussion in the newsroom. And somebody was suggesting that the time might come when we will have to elect our police commissioner, our top cop. I mean, there are jurisdictions where you elect, you vote for a sheriff and so on, so that those people become more accountable to us. That is a suggestion. I don't know if you would support it, because police commissioners in St. Lucia are truth and in fact appointed by the Prime Minister of our country. So we talk about the Public Service Commission, going through the Public Service Commission and then going to the Governor General. But then if the Prime Minister is not in agreement, that person will not be appointed. So, I mean, forget about all that. It's basically the Prime Minister appointing police commissioners in St. Lucia. And you think that police commissioner is beholden to the citizenry or to the Prime Minister of the day? That's just a question I'm asking. We have a call. This is NewsSpin. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air. Hello.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
So, based on what you are saying there, our police force are political?
No, I'm not saying that. There's a lot of political interference in the operations of the police force, and that level of interference is coming to light every now and then, but I'll not say that the institution is political.
Because the last time I heard the PM said police were dancing and writing things in politics. So You heard when he had said that, of course. You had heard it.
The Prime Minister says so many things that I'm losing count these days. But anyway.
Let me proceed. So if our police force are political, they have been chosen by the Prime Minister, especially the Commissioner of Police, which I find supposed to be an independent person. Now, you said something that is so interesting.
Don't give the impression that it's something that's happening overnight. It's not something that's happening overnight. It's not happening now because Philip Pierre is Prime Minister. This has always been the case with the appointment of our police commissioner.
So in other words, well, Tim, we would not expect anything from the Commissioner of Police in terms of investigating the matter where we heard about information that have been given to politicians.
Well, I don't know, caller. About the answer to that question, I don't know.
But I am saying, if that is the case, we cannot expect any swift or positive investigation and make sure that the police commissioner let the democratic system of St. Lucia, the people of St. Lucia, know what is happening, how the police force cannot be a political organization. If that is the case, based on what I've seen, in some countries where police are being used I'm not saying our police force, but in some countries where the police or the military have been personally used to go after the political opponent. I mean, I think we need to be very careful on this, the type of message that we are sending here. Because, I mean, to be a small democratic country like St. Lucia, and to have so many things that are happening, whether it is 12 persons were killed with Operation Restore Confidence, now it is get back on the news. Some politicians make it personally to destroy the other politician, making them look bad, so that could favor them to win election. Now the case, because we definitely, and not just we, I want to know what happened during that time, whether those persons that were shot by police were if they were take the police on, or the police was engaged in a firefight and had no choice but to engage them in a firefight. But unless we cannot find that is a case that is still remarkable, because we're talking about persons losing their life, Tim. Persons were killed. And to make that statement look so horrible, we heard it from the former Prime Minister, businessman, politician. Up to now, we are waiting to hear who are those businessmen? Who are those politicians that was involved, pay the police to do such a grievous act? I mean, are we in a country with no law? We just lawless? Where are we heading? And sadly, you have the Prime Minister of the day telling you that is not his baby. That can't be my baby. All of a sudden, you all just have that, you all have that following me. I can't do nothing on that. So we just forget about it. But that was used to make the previous administration look bad. At that time, the Prime Minister was Stephenson King, which is now in the camp. He was the Prime Minister. And eventually, when that election was called, the United Workers' Party they lost that election. So the Labour Party got enough credit at that time, because whether it was a strategy or technique, but you cannot put something out there in the opening and let the public, speculate in, or maybe make them believe something dramatically was wrong, person was just killed, it was not crime like what we had before, unless we solve those type of problems. You see the murder rate that we have there, we'll go to the 100 before year end. We need to be careful the type of message, and not just we, the local man, people like Timothy, Poleon, me, politicians, those that are in authority, should be careful the type of statement they are make every blessed day once they get an opportunity to say something with a mic, because you are dealing with a nation, and you have a nation that is criminal, some of them. You have a lot of criminal ISIS people in that country. When you can make them kind of statement, that is just what? All your focus in terms of security to put St. Lucia in place, you will lose your focus, but you will only concentrate on one thing, just to make the opposition look bad, and you have a duty now to correct the mistakes, the problem, but you just cannot correct it. But no, you leave it there for speculation, and that is where we are today in St. Lucia. I'm very sorry about the directions. The French authorities have imposed from January a visa on St. Lucians. It is very bad. These are issues that the Prime Minister should seriously try to see whether he can get the image of St. Lucia, internationally, repair that image to make things look a little more better. Try to see whether he can curb that crime situation that is plaguing or destroying the character of St. Lucia, both local and regional. But no, forget about it and play politics. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. I don't want to come across anyone could be described as criminal ISIS people in St. Lucia. I have never heard this before. First time I'm hearing that. All right, we have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim, and how are you?
I am okay, ma'am. How about you?
I'm there holding on, Tim. Tim, I want to say something. Tim, I don't know if St. Lucians realize the mess we in, Tim. We in a mess, Tim. What is going on in St. Lucia? We have a prime minister.
Why don't you see the glass half full? Come on, why are you complaining?
Tim.
The glass is half full.
Tim, let's be serious. Let's be serious, Tim.
But I'm being serious.
It's a serious thing that's going on. Let me tell you, Tim. We have a prime minister that doesn't know anything, or it's not our business, whereas we voted him there, and everything he does has to be our business. Tim, when Kanye Anthony made the statement, in what year he made again? 2015?
Which statement? But impacts?
About politicians corrupt and
yeah, 2015, March 2015.
A lot of us were a bit angry the way he handled it and stuff like that. But that wasn't taken seriously. And now, look, all the evidence is coming out, Tim.
Well, I will not describe it as evidence. Because the Prime Minister,
really?
He extracted part of that impacts report and he read it.
Okay.
So I imagine he was giving credence to it, but on that basis, I cannot determine that the crime situation at the moment was being facilitated by corrupt politicians, government officials, police officers. Like, where's the evidence to prove that?
What you're saying at the time he made the statement?
Yeah.
You could go now. Tim.
I'm just saying overall, where's the evidence? We need the evidence because if we have the evidence, we will prosecute those people and send them to bodily, or we ought to do that.
So you're saying there's no evidence?
But where's the evidence?
Tim, there's no evidence we have corrupt police and corrupt politicians, Tim? Are you serious?
So then we are failing ourselves. If we know that there's evidence that those people are corrupt, where are they? Where are they?
But that's why I'm saying, Tim, we are in a mess. Look, we're in a mess. All the concerned citizens, all the National Trust, all the people who are up in arms, where are they now? We are in a mess. Nobody's coming forward to condemn what is happening in St. Lucia, the way we're going, what is happening. Some people are agreeing and saying that's the best St. Lucia has ever been. I don't think that this is the best. I'm not saying that we haven't had little trials and tribulations along the way in St. Lucia.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at St. Lucia now, in the terms of corruption, Tim, and crime, where exactly are we going? And especially when we hearing that supposedly politicians and police who are supposed to be guarding us are involved in all this kind of thing, Tim. And we have a prime minister who he cannot do anything. He's not a policeman. He's not the chief of police. He's nothing. I want to send a message to Mr. Prime Minister. He has to know when he took on that role as prime minister, he became policeman, doctor, lawyer, name it, he became. You understand? That's what Mr. P has to realize. You put yourself on the line. You wanted the position. You were the most ready. You got it now. You have to be responsible for what's happening on the island. You cannot say about, what's the thing again? Impact is not your baby. Why should it be your cross? Yes, it is your cross and your baby because this is what they voted you in. Okay, Chatsney didn't do anything about it. Kenny didn't do anything about it. Now that it's been brought back into the spotlight, you should be standing up for and saying, yes, I am going to do what I have to do about impacts. Yeah. So what is the reason that you're dodging everything about impacts and you're blaming everybody instead of you coming out and show St. Lucians that you're going to do something about impact? stop blaming Chasney. Okay, Chasney didn't do anything for whatever reason, but now it's in your court. I want to know for what reason that Philip Pierre is dodging anything to, and he looks, when you see, the minute you see anybody come with anything to do impacts, it's like the man, if the way he's standing, a hole could open and he would go down there. You could see, and the rage, even at that thing, the last police sword ceremony, I wish you would have the clip for you to play. Look at the man's whole demeanor. You understand? Every chance he gets to jab at UWP and Chasney. UWP and Chasney are not there now. This is why you are there now. You were the most ready team. Stop doing stupidness. Every time the Prime Minister opens his mouth is nonsense. The Prime Minister has to be responsible for everything. This is his job. The police force, the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, Customs, everything is the Prime Minister, no matter if they have ministers. He is the head, the overall. So I need him to stop saying that he's not this and he's not that. If he doesn't want to be, he needs to get out, step down, let somebody else run the country. We're not going the right way, team. And all of you who want to sit and think it's good because you're all supporting party, this is our downfall. I am a supporter of a party, everybody know who I am. But if I see anybody can tell, if I see my party doing wrong, I tell them the same way. We have to stop that nonsense of because we support the party. The party will put doo-doo in our mouth and he swallow it and say, mac and cheese they give us. We need to stop that. Our country is not benefiting from that. Thank you, team.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Somebody in the chat, in the chat room says, PJP, now is a good time to prove that your father was a police officer. Also coming up, the Prime Minister would like to thank you for accepting the 2.5% health and security levy, and also be hearing from Miss Mary Francis. She takes on the Prime Minister on impacts and the fact that he's saying that impacts is not his being. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We are on YouTube, the NewsSpin Facebook page, and Power 97.9 FM.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus takes charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Introducing the new LuSelect Virtual Service Desk, where one click is your access to every service. From my account to streetlight reports, requests for payment arrangements to settle arrears, change of name and address. Easy online forms give you access from anywhere and at any time. Every service you need at your fingertips. Go to our website, luselect.com, and click on the Virtual Service Desk widget. LuSelect's Virtual Service Desk. Every solution at your fingertips.
And he's done it! He's done it! And my goodness, it's gone.
The party is back! Premier Sports Inc. presents the KFC SPL T20. Powered by the National Lotteries Authority. Will defending champions Choiseul Craft Masters retain their crown? Or will they be pulled down?
Oh, strike brewing! Perfection!
From October 13th to the 28th at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds and Grosley Playing Field. Grab your tickets now. Sol Gas Station in Grosley, Amici Restaurant and Bar in Rodney Bay, Riverside Car Park in Castries, Soufre Foundation in Soufre, Monrepo, Choiseul, and Labrie Credit Union. Tickets are only $15 for adults, $5 for children. VIP $65 and $85. The party is back! The KFC SPL T20! Powered by the National Lotteries Authority. Show them how to party!
Things are heating up at the National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union Limited. We've got some red-hot deals just for you with 100% financing. Rev up for some excitement with our incredible vehicle loan offer. Building or renovating, we've got you covered. Or pack up for that ideal getaway. This offer won't be available forever. Visit us today and take advantage of this limited time deal. Don't miss out on these fantastic deals with 100% financing. Only at the National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union Limited. We're your friend when you're in need.
The Ministry of Commerce, in collaboration with the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, presents the 16th Annual St. Lucia, Taiwan Partnership Trade Show at the Pavilion on the ramp in Rodney Bay, Grosley, from Friday, November 3rd to Sunday, November 5th, 2023, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. Come, support the creativity of 69 local entrepreneurs and 16 Taiwanese businesses, including ICT and business solutions, food and beverage, and so much more. We will be hosting lots of fun games and activities for kids. Relax and enjoy the nightly live entertainment. Saturday features carefree karaoke with fantastic prizes up for grabs. Then on Sunday, we culminate in grand style with a strictly local fashion show and live comedy from Cook's Productions. Don't miss out. Free shuttle service provided from the Baywalk Shopping Mall and back. Come witness the emergence of our next generation of entrepreneurs.
Fast Pay, a new and easy way to pay. Fast Pay, Fast Pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
Flow Fast Pay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. Flow Fast Pay, Flow Fast Pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Night Meds is your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come, visit Salu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. Night Meds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
Can't get a break from all this tax? Head to Automotive Art and get a taxcation. Automotive Art is offering you an ease from VAT and health and safety levy with savings of up to 15% and more. That's right, 15% of all tools, 15% of all accessories, 15% of car detailing, 15% of all rims, 15% of computerized wheel alignment, and 15% and more of selected tires with savings of up to 30% on some sizes. It's Automotive Art Taxcation. Visit us at Automotive Art at Vidbutei Castries and Latuni Vieux today and enjoy a taxcation. Offer valid for limited time. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
Are you working that 9-to-5 job but also juggling a side hustle? Well, Elks Credit Union has great news for you. Introducing Elks Credit Union Side Hustle Boost Loan. Need funds to take your side hustle to the next level? With our Side Hustle Boost Loan, you can access up to $50,000, giving your side hustle the boost it needs. And here's the best part. You'll have up to 5 years to pay it back with flexible repayment options that suits your budget. Whether it's expanding your inventory, upgrading your equipment, or marketing your services, Elks Credit Union is here to support your entrepreneurial dreams. Don't let your side hustle remain just a dream. Let Elks Credit Union empower you to turn it into a thriving reality. Boost your side hustle today with Elks Credit Union's Side Hustle Booster Loan. Contact us now or visit our website for more information. Elks Credit Union, your partner in success. Terms and conditions apply.
It's coming. The brunch of the century. Welcome to Sunburnt. Sunday, November 26th. Sunburnt. It's coming.
NewsSpin question of the day. Why is the Prime Minister always in campaign mode? Somebody says PJP in the campaign mode because he already knows that the people are going to reject him. He's the people's servant. They sent him to work, but he didn't give them a good job, and the people don't satisfy or they're unsatisfied with him. So he's trying hard in his campaign mode to see if he'll be able to get back to office. Sooner or later, he will get his pink slip. Another person says, because the most ready Prime Minister has no idea how to govern. Another person says, that's all he knows how to do, sadly. Another comment, because he realized things are getting dread, he is on the party and the party is losing popularity. Some more comments. Somebody says there, finally, okay, I think that is it as far as your responses to our NewsSpin question of the day. Why is the Prime Minister always in campaign mode? 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Kimani and the chat room.
In the chat room, someone says, UWP in caps, by the way, UWP did do something about impacts. Tim, tell them, get the facts right and stop spinning in mud. There were 5 of the cases were resolved, the United States lifted the embargo on our police. It happened under UWP. Another comment, when a person in leadership is in a compromised position, it hinders their ability to perform their job efficiently. Another comment, I think police commissioners, the DPPs, the mayors should be elected. I also think there should be live debates between the 2 leaders of the parties before elections. Prime ministers should be elected separately. Our present system does not seem to be working. One last comment, Rick Wayne said that people pretend they are not hungry when their party is in power. Very powerful. Thank you. In the chat room, someone says the Prime Minister wants to thank us for shafting us without lubricant. Okay. Another comment, PI is thanking St. Lucians for accepting the hunger and starvation he gave them. Someone says he was readied, too readied. The readied got him off. In the chat room, glass half full. Tim, are you referring to alcohol? So I don't think many people agree with you when you say that they should be looking at the glass half full, Tim.
Well, of course, I was just being sarcastic because the Prime Minister has a tendency to say that on every occasion, every opportunity he gets, he makes that statement. People should be more optimistic as opposed to being pessimistic. We have a call. This is NewsSpin. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon. DP, what's up?
Yes, I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
All right. I called you because Monday, the 23rd day of this month, that was Monday gone, was the 40th anniversary of the Grenada invasion.
Yeah.
21 St. Lucian policemen took part in that invasion. Now, I know these days the police strength is very low. All I'm saying is that 40 years after that event, after that mission, we, the policemen who took part in that mission, were recognized by the Grenada government. We received our medal and everything. Not once did we receive a thank you from the St. Lucia government. In 2008, which was 25 years after that event, I wrote to the then National Security Minister, Mr. Guy Mayers. He acknowledged my letter, and he promised me in person that he would honor us at the 30th anniversary of independence, which was February 22nd, 2009. Are you hearing me today?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Now, I know that some persons are referred to these guys, these 21 police officers, as forgotten heroes because we were celebrated when we came back by the citizens of this country. Our pictures were plastered over the newspapers, although a particular newspaper took us to task and called us scavengers and everything. But today I'd like to pay tribute to the following persons who took part in that invasion. Namely, Inspector Kim Louis, Sergeant Victor Pierre, Corporal Leonard Modeste, Corporal Alexander Blanchard, Corporal Lawrence James, humbly speaking, Constable 4 Cole, Constable 27 Augustine Frigid, Constable 35 English, Constable 274 Cherubin, Constable John Maxwell, Constable 162 Augustine, Constable 182 Alfred, Constable 155 Francis Leo, Constable 432 Leandros Joseph, who's popularly known as Peacock, Constable 447 Edwards, commonly known as Cold Peak, Constable 448 Griffith, commonly known as Zorro, Calypsonian, you know him.
Yeah.
Constable 459 Sydney, and Constable 463 Amity. If I left out any person, well, guys, forgive me. But today, I wish to take this opportunity to honor these guys and the camaraderie that we had, and we continue to have 40 years after this event. And it was one for all and all for one. And no politician ever thanked us. But today, I want to honor these guys, myself included. Thank you very much, Sipi.
Thank you so much. Very thoughtful of you because, you know, when people serve their countries in such capacities, when you put your life at risk, especially in this part of the world, people tend to forget that you made a contribution that could have had a lasting effect. This Grenada revolution, if it had not resulted in the intervention of police officers from St. Lucia and the RSS, certainly it could have resulted in such actions spreading in other parts of the sub-region because we know of the copycat mentality. Now, in the case of the U.S., a war hero, a veteran, is always celebrated throughout their lifetime. You have special ceremonies to celebrate those people. But unfortunately, in this part of the world, your service goes unrewarded. So very commendable of you, sir, to go through the task of identifying all those police officers who took part in that military exercise over in Grenada. We have a call. This is NewsSpin. Good afternoon. You are on the air. Good afternoon.
Yes, Tim. Good day. Good day.
Yes,
good
sir.
Day, Tim. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm good, Tim. And I want to commend ex-Sergeant 83 James, who just spoke to you and called out those colleagues. I myself worked with Sergeant James and most of the other officers he called out. I know all of them personally. I know most of them personally. I just one or two that he called that I don't know. But Tim, it's good that he brought that up, Tim, because too often we forget our real heroes. You know, the heroes now is the person who can curse the loudest on Jeremy Street, drink the most alcohol. But we forget the real heroes. Or the politician who we employ for 5 years is the hero. But the policeman who's serving for 40 years, 38 years, 35 years is not a hero. Tim, just to touch, I said I wasn't going to touch on impacts, you know. I realize that's a very hot subject. But I'll touch a little bit on it. Just to address Rick, because Rick has been saying, he even said it this week on your program. Rick has been saying the former DPP was a waste of time and so on. She didn't do anything about impacts and so on. Rick is not correct, you know. Rick may know the political side of impacts, but Rick is not very clear on the logistical part of impacts, you know. And one of those days, Rick will have to be schooled by persons who live through impacts. Because I hope he is listening. Rick made a lesson on the true aspects of impact. Because he doesn't have everything. But let me just tell you briefly what the Victoria Charles said. I'm sure you can remember when she came under fire by our now what's his name?
Stanley Felix, former president of the Senate.
Yes. When he came on his rant on the market step when he was blowing smoke, and the DPP, for the first time I heard the DPP take on somebody public like that. Because normally the DPPs will not come and wrestle with people when they talk foolishness. But she came and she spoke to him. And after that, did she retire?
Yeah.
Or is the word retire or resign? I'm not sure.
I think she retired.
Yes. Do you know where the former DPP is now, Tim?
I think she's in Dominica, the last time I checked.
As a judge, right?
Yeah.
All right. I just checking if you're on the ball. But Tim, the DPP said something when she responded to Mr. Felix, you know. She said exactly what she received. Now, we don't know, and I must agree with some of what Rick said. We don't know, all we know about impact is what we've been told by the former Prime Minister, Dr. Anthony. St. Lucians know very, very little. Even people in the service know very little about impact, you know. Mr. Francois wrote his book. I've never read it. But I'm sure I know everything he said in the book. Because I lived it. But the part about Miss Charles, she said something that was very interesting. She said what she received. It was a karaoke report full of suppositions, innuendos, and she said it was a karaoke. She named it a karaoke report. No statements, Tim. Now that's the part Rick is not understanding. Whilst inquests and so on cases were heard from the killings in our local court. If the DPP, I don't know what the Rick wanted the DPP to go to court with, because if the DPP had to take any matter before the court, she would have needed witness statements. Where are the witness statements? Where are they? Because Mr. former Attorney General, Mr. Lacobinier, he's on record as saying that he could not trust the DPP with the impacts report. Tim, is that the first time you're in that?
No, it's not.
Exactly. And I'm sure Rick has heard that before. So what would the DPP prosecute with?
And you know, what has happened over the last few years is that DPPs in general, they tend to be very careful, almost conservative in taking matters before the courts, in prosecuting certain matters, if they do not have sufficient evidence. And I'm sure that you would know that sometimes the DPP will say to the police, I don't have sufficient evidence to go ahead with this case. Go out there, conduct further investigation, and see what you can get.
Require, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. She would ask him to get additional evidence. Go speak to that witness, or try to look at this person. Now, Rick would not know all of that. I'm sure in Rick's time, Rick would have covered a lot of matters. But Rick is missing out some of the... That's why I tell you, Rick has to be schooled one of those days.
I think Rick knows enough. No, Carl, I disagree with you. I think he knows enough, but out of everything that he knows, he's making his own assessment with the information that's before him. But I think he knows enough.
Yes, but yeah, I know he knows, Tim, but I'm telling you, there are some issues that he does not have the full story. Because I've heard him make that statement that the DPP could have done that and that. She could not have done it. If you understand what she requires, you should not make that statement. But anyway, Tim, that's all I will say on impacts for now. For now. Until my book comes out.
Okay. Looking forward to reading it.
See you later, Tim.
All right, okay. Thank you so much for calling. Kimani, an update is overdue. What's happening in the chat room?
In the chat room, someone says these officers were part of an invasion that traumatized the Grenadian people even more, in my opinion. Just like Rick said that America should not have gotten involved in our judiciary, then they should have stayed out of Grenada. No disrespect to these officers, just my opinion. Another comment, the DPP is getting the police officers to get out of the country. Another comment, but Tim, I don't think the government fully owns these stations that NIPRO build. Another comment, I agree the citizens should be able to vote or select the commissioner of police. Another comment, police commissioners and local government officials should all be on the ticket along with the district representative. Someone says, if you look at PJP, he's focused on the police. You must ask yourself why. You control the police, you control the security and the movement of how security is dealt with. Who's in the office of the Prime Minister? Who's responsible for security? Inquiring minds would like to know. Another comment, the SLP government poured money into the Blue Coral project that has been a major failure. In fact, the NIC lost millions on the Blue Coral project. Why is it we aren't hearing anything about the failed Blue Coral project and the risk of the pensioners' money? Another comment, corruption starts from the top, from the government, businessmen, police officers, etc. In the chat room, someone says, let's see. That's it, Tim.
All right, thank you so much. Somebody says that, Tim, accepting the levy like we had a choice made mad. A contribution via WhatsApp. And we'll be hearing from the Prime Minister in just a moment, because the Prime Minister at a ceremony earlier today in the pertaining to the UHC naming a logo unveiling ceremony, the Prime Minister thanked the St. Lucian public for accepting the 2.5% health and security levy. We'll be hearing from the St. Lucian leader and a whole lot more in just a moment as you continue to watch and listen to the most monitored talk show in the world. This is NewsSpin.
Lazarus's funeral home is here for you. Lazarus's private cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's private cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's funeral home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Contact NewsSelect before trimming or cutting down trees that are near overhead electrical wires. Watch out for power lines before you begin working on a ladder. Be sure that ladders or scaffolds are far enough away so that you and the ends of the tools you're using don't come within 10 feet of power lines. And never use any electrical appliance in wet surrounding outdoors or in the rain.
This message is brought to you by NewsSelect, the power of care.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Things are heating up at the National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union Limited. We've got some red-hot deals just for you with 100% financing. Rev up for some excitement with our incredible vehicle loan offer. Building or renovating, we've got you covered. Or pack up for that ideal getaway. This offer won't be available forever. Visit us today and take advantage of this limited time deal. Don't miss out on these fantastic deals with 100% financing. Only at the National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union Limited. We're your friend when you're in need.
Fast pay, a new and easy way to pay. Fast pay, fast pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
Fast pay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. Fast pay, fast pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
And he's done it! He's done it! And my goodness, it's gone.
The party is back! Premier Sports Inc. presents the KFC SPL T20. Powered by the National Lotteries Authority. Will defending champions Choiseul Craft Masters retain their crown? Or will they be pulled down?
Oh, it's time going.
From October 13th to the 28th at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds and Grosley Playing Field. Grab your tickets now. Fall Gas Station in Grosley, Amici Restaurant and Bar in Rodney Bay, Riverside Car Park in Castries, Soufre Foundation in Soufre, Monrepo, Choiseul, and Labrie Credit Union. Tickets are only $15 for adults, $5 for children. VIP $65 and $85. The party is back! The KFC SPL T20, powered by the National Lotteries Authority. Show them how to party.
My mindset Lisi, écoutez, on Saturday, October 28th, Project Chocolat is the place to be for Fête Creole. Starting from 7 p.m., we're serving up Creole food so divine, you'll want seconds. Entertainment by the Wuletete Solo Group, the ever electrified Extreme Band, DJ Rimo, and more. Tickets are $70 for adults over 18, inclusive of mouth-watering bakes, fish cakes, and rich cocoa tea. 13 to 18 years pay half price at the door. Timoon, the little ones 12 years and under enter free. Tickets are available at the Cell Outlets Island-wide and Mambo's Bar in Soufre. Project Chocolat. We're celebrating St. Lucian heritage with delicious food, unforgettable fun, and true Lucian spirit. Fini celebrate Fête Creole avec nous at Project Chocolat. This event is endorsed by the FRC.
Can't get a break from all this tax? Head to Automotive Art and get a taxcation. Automotive Art is offering you an ease from VAT and health and safety levy with savings of up to 15% and more. That's right, 15% of all tools, 15% of all accessories, 15% of car detailing, 15% of all rims, 15% of computerized wheel alignment, and 15% and more of selected tires with savings of up to 30% on some sizes. It's Automotive Art Taxcation. Visit us at Automotive Art at Vidbuchai Castries and Latuni Vieux today and enjoy a taxcation. Offer valid for limited time. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
Are you working that 9-to-5 job but also juggling a side hustle? Well, Elks Credit Union has great news for you. Introducing Elks Credit Union Side Hustle Boost Loan. Need funds to take your side hustle to the next level? With our Side Hustle Boost Loan, you can access up to $50,000, giving your side hustle the boost it needs. And here's the best part. You'll have up to 5 years to pay it back with flexible repayment options that suits your budget. Whether it's expanding your inventory, upgrading your equipment, or marketing your services, Elks Credit Union is here to support your entrepreneurial dreams. Don't let your side hustle remain just a dream. Let Elks Credit Union empower you to turn it into a thriving reality. Boost your side hustle today with Elks Credit Union's Side Hustle Boost Loan. Contact us now or visit our website for more information. Elks Credit Union, your partner in success. Terms and conditions apply.
It's coming. The brunch of the century. Welcome to Sunburnt. Sunday, November 26th. Sunburnt. Sunburnt. It's coming.
The Health and Security Levy will ensure that the incremental steps to universal health care will happen. And we have to fund it. And asking for 2.5% on imported goods without food, and ensuring also that we remove the VAT on medical equipment so doctors can buy better equipment for the offices. There's no VAT on medical equipment. So 2.5% levy, but we remove the VAT on medical equipment. So that is a compromise that we've met. And I'm sure that the majority of solutions will understand that making an investment of 2.5% in their health and the health of the nation is not too much of a big sacrifice to ask them. And I want to thank the people who have contributed, who have understood, and the 2.5% levy has been accepted by the majority of people of this country, and they understand that there must be an investment in health for the well-being of the country.
Just heard there from Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre. I'd like to thank you in the main for accepting the 2.5% health and security levy. Let's continue the broadcast with your calls via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
I have to address you this way this time. What an echo we have. Tim. That's how I have to address you this afternoon.
Why?
Very good question. Tim, I think I recognize that voice, although I don't know the gentleman, as Mr. Shiko.
Yes.
Earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, the police, the guy talked about police.
A police officer, yes.
Tim, I want to say to you, I want to admonish you, in my normal friendly way, that when people come and contradict something I have said, especially on your show, and I almost hold it as a duty for you to, for the benefit of your chat room and your listeners everywhere, to correct him or to challenge him or on my behalf. But I know you're going to say, but Rick, I know you're listening and you're going to call. Am I right?
You're correct. So set the record straight, Rick.
All right. Number one, Mr. Shiko is way off base when he pretends to know something that I don't know on the matter. The DPP, the former DPP that you both agreed was a judge in Dominica, she's retired.
She's retired.
She's home in St. Lucia.
Okay.
So that's number one. I don't want to say you can't trust the police, So they gives out that bit of information. That's wrong. And you know that I know that you know. Are you hearing me clearly, Tim?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, because there's phone disturbance.
Ignore the echo. Ignore the echo. Try to ignore it.
Okay, good. All right. Okay. You know that I know that you know, Jim, that last night we discussed in great detail the DPP, the involvement of the first DPP. And among the things we detailed was what she said following Stanley's outburst on the market steps, right?
Yeah.
We talked about that, and the most important things we both talked about was her claim that she had received a document full of accusations and allegations, but with no evidence supportive of those things. Didn't we say that?
Yes. But where I disagreed with you, and maybe I did not state it clearly, is when you said that she was a waste of time. I never saw her as a waste of time.
Well,
considering the reasons that she gave for not moving forward with the case or with the matter.
All right. I chose not to pursue that part because I was being kind. But there's a lot of legal opinion as to how she dealt with the case that came before her. One of the cases that this current DPP, for example, wants to prosecute, it is the legal view of a number of people that she could have dealt with it without sending it to the inquest. She could have dealt with it. And a number of other things, Tim. But my view, my thing about estimating her is neither here nor there. That is just my personal viewpoint, my opinion as to whether she was a waste of time or not. That's an opinion not to be taken for anything other than opinion, personal opinion. But let's deal with what Mr. Shiko was saying, that I didn't know essentially what I was talking about, because I seem not to know what the DPP is supposed to do, what this DPP said were her reasons for not proceeding with the matter and so on, because we discussed that at length, that she had no evidence, and she said that publicly at a press conference as well, that she received from Kenny Anthony a report devoid of any supportive evidence. We underscored that. I went further to say even the current DPP, when he made his promises about how long it would take him to get to resolve the matter, suddenly found himself without any evidence and no cooperation either from the impacts investigators. That, to the best of my knowledge, it took him about over 2 years to get some evidence, and he had to go to Jamaica. He got no cooperation at all. And I don't want to go into the reasons why, but some of that lack of cooperation was based on Kenny Anthony's unexpected speech on 2015. All of that was expected to have gone to the DPP for the DPP to deal with. So the people, the investigators, were not exactly cooperative based on what Kenny Anthony did with their report. And among the things they were worried about was that Kenny Anthony, reading that report as he did with all those details, could have led to further deaths. The potential was there for other people to get killed based on some of the revelations that Kenny made on television and to the world. That report should have gone directly from the investigating team to the DPP with all evidence. I know all of that, and I said all of that in detail. So, is there anything else he said that I might need correcting?
No, not really. But you see, he did not. He's tried. I think he was also being cagey when he did not make reference in particular to what he believes that you do not know about impacts. Because he ended his contribution.
And what I thought
he ended his contribution. He ended his contribution by saying that it will be in his book.
Well, Mr. Shiko says a lot of things. I'm not going to challenge them, but you could have. In fact, I was waiting for you to ask him what it was I needed to be schooled in. You know, because he said Rick needs to be schooled on what. I have never professed him to know everything about impacts. All I have done over the years is to present certain indisputable facts that were public facts, but required validation and demanded questioning and demanded to go before a tribunal. All I have ever called for in all of these matters is proper investigation of a number of things, It doesn't matter what I know, because what I know only helps me journalistically or when I want to talk about it. But I have never held myself as the deciding authority. We have courts, and that was a big point I made to you last night regarding the inquest, regarding our courts, and regarding the route Kenny Anthony took with Impact, right?
Yeah.
So I want to make that very clear. I'm not the judge, jury, and executioner. I am the journalist covering things, and I do speak publicly, and I have always acknowledged that what we need to settle all these unresolved matters is that they be put through the proper authorities, proper tribunals, and stop this life-threatening Powell Bolawi courtrooms. Huh?
Definitely, we need to go through that kind of process.
Pardon me?
I say definitely we need to handle things through that kind of process.
But that I have been consistent on that. Will you give me that?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you. So I don't understand when Mr. Shigo is talking as if I'm a judge and if I'm supposed to know every detail of what happened. There are a lot of things I know. There are a lot of things I know from reports. There are a lot of things I know from authorities that I would not be so irresponsible as to say them publicly, like Kenny Anthony did. If I knew secretly or somehow through my journalistic methods, if I discovered that the police actually had fake crime scenes or that the police had planted guns, if I knew that from the most trusting, reliable sources, I would never be so irresponsible as to go on a TV show and say those things, Tim. Because these things have impact on how cases are judged. It has impact on a potential jury pool. And what amazes me is that Kenny Anthony, in his capacity as a constitutional expert, in his capacity as a lawyer, in his capacity as prime minister of a country, would be so, to my mind, absolutely reckless unless he had a motive for doing that. And that's what is questionable. Why would somebody with Kenny Anthony's experience do that? And we want to forget about, oh, he did it, just like we forgot about how did we get into Grandberg? How did, what's the other one that was associated with Rushamel? Frenwell.
Mm-hmm.
How did Frenwell occur? How these things occur is the most important question in all these public matters, Tim. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for calling, Ring. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. I think we have some comments in the chat room that's worth reporting on. Kimani.
Someone says, Rick Wayne is choosing what to let us know what he believes we should know. Another comment in the chat room, accepting the 2.5% levy will be proven in the next poll. Someone says, Law, so the PM said we accepted the 2.5% levy he imposed. Was there an offer, St. Lucia? What were the choices? We should have mounted a massive protest against his levy, which to date, we really don't know its real reason. Another comment, thanks for that 2.5%. What I can't say this comment. Yeah. Do you want to read it?
I think maybe the Prime Minister is living in La La Land to conclude that people, the majority of St. Lucians accepted this 2.5% levy. I think people have a tendency to say to themselves they don't have a choice in the matter. They can't do anything about it. And so, just allow politicians, prime ministers, and leaders to have their way. But I think if you carry out a survey in this country, if you've been speaking to people on the ground, if you connected with citizens and what they're saying, they definitely are not in support of this 2.5% levy. So I don't know where the Prime Minister is taking this to mean, because people did not agitate, did not go on the street and march and take protest action and so on, that they welcomed the 2.5%. No, that is obviously not the case.
Another comment in the chat room, someone says, like Mr. Bermuda has been saying, St. Lucians are dumb, backward, and foolish. Someone else says, file so big, feeding him with information that he needed, and the commissioner refused to answer the question. What a shame. Another comment in the chat room, the 2.5% health and security levy wasn't an option, just have to keep eating dry bread. Let's see. That's it in the chat room, Tim.
All right, somebody says the officials under the subtle and spoken pressure of politicians tend to pass off their incompetencies by blaming others. The acting commissioner is insulting our intelligence by asking the media to be more responsible with their line of questioning. Madam Commissioner, it is highly recommended that you update your knowledge of the Constitution of St. Lucia, but she's not questioning our right to ask questions as reporters and journalists. What you're speaking about is the irresponsible manner in which coverage was given to a man who came out with sensitive information regarding something that he either saw or heard, and that certainly violated the tenets of journalism and broadcasting. So it's not her questioning whether we have the right to ask questions or not. That clearly was not the case. Let us see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages to go through. I don't think we have any, but let's await your calls. Once again, 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Somebody says, the Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre, could go to court and the Speaker to ensure that justice was done in the matter of Rovergate. Now he is saying that Impact is not his cross. Rovergate was his cross. All right. Let us take a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Okay, so, yeah. People always talking about, voting and it's your right to vote, and if you're if you're in disagreement with what the government is doing, we have our right to change it and this, that, and the other. My response to that is that there's a meme, a picture, and it shows on election day that the politician is carrying the vote to the polling booth, and the on his politician's shoulders, smiling, he's having the time of his life. And the next day, after the voting is done, the politician is on the voter's back with a whip. And then you see now the politician is the one in charge, and the voter ain't looking very happy about that. And that is exactly what this whole situation is. And I say that because, remember when they were talking about putting VAT in place? I don't think any of the voters were like, yeah, VAT, we really need this. We want this in place. And the opposition, and at the time, the opposition was saying, we will not be implementing that.
Yeah.
And if you have a choice, that choice is within you. You have that power to say, you know what, I don't want that. These guys are saying they're not putting that. It is my choice. Let me put them in place because that's what I want. I don't want that.
But there are certain countries like France and even France and Martinique and some other countries, people agitate to the extent that the politicians, they get the real message, they get the sense from the public that they're not in favor of a particular course of action or particular legislation.
Yeah, that's when, and in those countries, they burn things. Places burn down, riot in the streets, and then the police have to come out. So
of course, we don't want that in St. Lucia. We cannot afford that. We don't want that.
But exactly, we don't want that. We cannot afford that. So you know what happens? We do nothing. And then it goes on for the next 5 years because we do nothing, because we don't want nothing to burn. Nothing changes. And then the next group comes in, promising to do what we want, and then they do otherwise, and that's just a repetition. So when somebody comes up and says, during the 5-year period, they say, you have the choice, it's in your power, Tim, is it really in our power, honestly?
Only at a general election we can exercise that power, elect a government into office. But between that period and when general elections are called, all we do is quarrel. We shout at each other. We make excuses. We complain, but we can't do it. We don't do anything about it.
You say on the day we have the power, but we have the power when the person says we have the power to put in people that are pretending. And like I tell you, they will say one thing and then they will do. You have to play chocolate again, because they will say what you want to hear, and then they come in there, and then you cannot take them out for the next 5 years. For the next 5 years, they will do what they want. So, is it in your power? Do you really have any power?
I mean, even the Prime Minister was saying earlier today that the people of St. Lucia voted overwhelmingly for his party in 2021, and they'll get another opportunity very soon, the next 2.5 years, to make that decision all over again. So, in between that, the Prime Minister is saying you don't have a say. You can't determine, the course of action.
You can't do anything. You can't do anything. They say they will not increase VAT. They did not increase VAT, but they put the security and health. Literally,
VAT was increased. Basically, VAT was increased. All right.
No. Tim, that's the thing. No, Tim, in a court of law, the man will win you.
VAT was increased.
Tim,
VAT was increased.
VAT did not increase.
VAT was increased.
Taxes were increased. Okay, and not just that too. And Tim, to show you how glaring it is, that they will make it even more oppressive, just so that you cannot say it was VAT that was increased. You understand? By VAT it would have increased by 2.5. But with the way they did it, just to avoid people being able to say that was increased, they made it worse. You understand?
So you disagree? So you disagree? VAT was not increased? Let's not dabble in semantics.
What does meaning,
Yeah, VAT was increased, scholar.
No, it's not about semantics. Tim, it's not semantics. It's literally, it's not VAT. It is health and safety.
Yeah.
So you cannot say that in any court of law, you will lose.
Yeah.
And I know about losing. I will go in the court of law and I will say he increased taxes. I will not say VAT. I will say he increased taxes and I will say exactly by how much. Okay? And that is a tax, so yes, he increased taxes. You understand? And I'm just going to reiterate that this thing of choice is an illusion. Because they will say one thing, on that day you will feel your chest big and go and do what you want, and then after the next day, they will do what they want and you will become insignificant again for 5 years. So for the people I want to feel good for one day, big them up on that. But apart from that, poor job.
Okay, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution. Time now for our NewsSpin news of the day. Where is it? Is it there? Is it there? No, I'm not seeing the NewsSpin news of the day. Let me see if did I put it on my notes? Yes, I have it there. NewsSpin news of the day. 1,000 cats rescued in China from being slaughtered and sold as pork and mutton. Hope you're not having lunch right now. 1,000 cats rescued in China for being slaughtered and sold as pork and mutton. Our NewsSpin news of the day. Finally, some entertainment from our senior citizens as we're getting all set for Sunday's observance of Journée Creole in St. Lucia.
Politician,
Patut bagay you come here fridge la, okay? That's the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to the most monitored talk show in the world. That's NewsSpin. I'll be back, God willing, tomorrow afternoon, same time, 12:30, with another edition of the program. Goodbye.